Coming up in NewsNight, more women than men now applying to be police officers. The private sector commits close to $5 million to regathering. And in sports, the Jean Pierre Regional Netball Tournament begins here in Barbados.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Good evening with NewsNight. I'm Anne-Marie Burke. Several people were injured in an accident this afternoon during the Barbados Rally Club's Shakedown Stages rally. A vehicle driven by one of the competitors skidded off the roadway and plowed into a group of spectators. The video obtained by CBC is too disturbing to show. The accident happened during the stage number 5 in Rock Hall, St. Peter. The other people around rushed to assist the injured. CBC understands 4 people were eventually taken by ambulance to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital and another medical facility for treatment. When the accident occurred, the event was temporarily halted but resumed later in the evening. Public Relations Officer for the Barbados Rally Club, Neil Bernard, has called the accident an unfortunate incident. He says none of the injuries sustained by the spectators was life-threatening. He also says that the driver and co-driver were not injured. As the Barbados Police Service seeks to increase its numbers to be better positioned to carry out its crime-fighting mandate, we're hearing that more women than men are applying for the job. This has been revealed by Minister of Home Affairs and Information, Wilfred Abrams. He said he was speaking today at a service to commemorate the 190th anniversary of the Barbados Police Service at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Center. Our reporter Akeem Klinkett was there and tells us more.
Addressing police officers of all ranks in attendance, Minister Abrams says more women are interested in joining the Barbados Police Service. So much so, he says, the number of female applicants now outnumber the male. The minister believes this is a heartening development.
There were almost no female police officers, and we're now at the point, I think, where we have more female applicants than males. That recently we had to break ground on new dorms at the police training center to allow more females to come in, because that is where we're going.
Minister Abrams goes on to praise the lawmen and re-emphasize the point that police need the public's help in solving crime. He urges all Barbadians to play their role in assisting officers.
Intelligence-driven operations require the assistance from all of us. If you're afraid to come out and put your name on it, there are many avenues that you can give information quietly and confidentially that can assist in apprehending people. The police cannot do it alone. We have a responsibility to ourselves. Now, if we filter down, yes, nationally, yes, socially, yes, community level, but we have a responsibility to ourselves to, when we see something, say something, and assist those who put their lives on the line to protect us.
Meanwhile, Police Commissioner Richard Boyce says the service will continue to strive for perfection. He says they will add new tactics and technology to their arsenal of responses to crime.
Throughout the years, we have grown and evolved, not only in structure and numbers, but in philosophy and approach. We have moved from traditional methods of policing to embracing data-driven, intelligence-led strategies. We have invested in training, technology, and partnerships that allow us to be more agile and responsive to the needs of a rapidly changing world. But perhaps most importantly, we have deepened our relationship with the community, for we understand now more than ever that police is not something we do to the public, but something we do with the public.
The Commissioner also announced that the service has recently been re-accredited by the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies. Akeem Klinkett, CBC News.
Police are carrying out investigations into a shooting incident in the city last evening. In a statement, Police Communications and Public Affairs Officer Inspector Ryan Brathwaite says officers responded to the area of Vine Street, St. Michael, after receiving a report of gunshots being fired yesterday.
Investigations have revealed that a series of gunshots were discharged in the area, resulting in 3 motor cars and 2 houses being damaged. Investigations are continuing into the matter. We are appealing to anyone who may have witnessed this incident or have any information that may assist us to contact the Crime Stoppers hotline at 1-800-8477, Police Emergency at 211, or the Criminal Investigations Department at 430-7189 or 430-7190.
The private sector has partnered with Regathering 2025, offering millions of dollars for the year-long initiative. This was revealed during a church service earlier today at the St. Anne's Anglican Church, where many Barbadians gathered for an offering of thanksgiving, paying homage to the traditional Bajan Harvest Festival. Rachel Agard has that story.
Almost $5 million. That's how much money corporate Barbados has pledged to the We Gathering initiative. The revelation from Minister in the Prime Minister's office with responsibility for culture, Senator Dr. Chantal Monroe-Knight.
Yes, we have been able to attract just under $5 million in partnership with the private sector. But interestingly, that partnership is not only, again, monetary. We have partnerships that will help us in every parish build a ramp for the disabled. We have partnerships in every parish that will help us rebuild, repaint our tennis courts, our murals. We will be launching a partnership that will provide scholarships for young people. And we have partnerships that are about making sure that we build sustainability.
1,000 generations. She adds that while the spirit of giving and sacrifice is alive in Barbados, there is need for more to further build the communities. In his address, Attorney General and Member of Parliament for St. Joseph Dale Marshall recalls the We Gathering experience ended prematurely 5 years ago due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, he says St. Joseph's turn has come around again, and they intend to show Barbados and the entire world the uniqueness and essence of the parish.
We also ask for blessings and protection for the harvest of the future. And I don't mean, Reverend, to plant yams and breadfruits and meadows. I'm referring to our young men and women. To say that we live in troubled times is not an exaggeration. It's not to suggest that we haven't always lived in troubled times. Different generations experience challenges of one form or another. But the pioneers in this church, this St. Anne's Church, have helped to save and to shape the lives of the many people in the older generation in this community and in the neighboring communities.
Tonight, the Lodge School and the St. Andrew Springer Community Pillars will face off in the National Peace Program Cricket Finals at Grantley Adams Memorial School. And on Tuesday, the University of the West Indies Standpipe Stories comes off at the St. Joseph Primary School. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
Now coming up, some young people encouraged to be passionate about service. Young people are being encouraged to seek out and continue to engage in acts of service. The advice comes from Director of the Leadership Institute, Roshana Trim, who was speaking at the annual convention of the Barbados contingent of Key Club International. The club is celebrating 100 years of service, and the convention was held at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Center. Ms. Trim encouraged the delegates to keep striving for excellence and to be passionate about service.
In choosing to serve, you choose to matter. You choose to be part of the solution. You choose to change lives and to let service change yours. Do not be just another member. Be a movement. That is the future of service. Do not just say that the Key Club saved or changed your life. Be the reason someone else says the name. Be the reason someone else joins. Be the reason someone else decides to offer service. Because the future of service is not a distant idea, and so I can't give you any advice on what to do next year. My advice is for now.
Meanwhile, Governor-elect for the Eastern Canada and Caribbean Kiwanis District, Cynthia Blackman, spoke to the 100th anniversary milestone. She says the club has helped the youth, schools and communities to be better, and that is the main purpose of the organization.
Key Club has empowered young people to lead, to serve, and create real change in their communities. And here in the Caribbean Atlantic District, you have taken that mission to heart. Your impact is real. Your service is changing lives. And because of you, your communities are stronger, your schools are better, and the future of service is brighter than ever.
Good evening. With Sports Night, I'm Mark Seal. Starting with netball, the region's best junior competition, the 21st Jean-Pierre Caribbean Youth Tournament, has begun in Barbados at the Wilde Gym. 6 of the region's best netball nations are involved. Defending champions Barbados, arch rivals Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia and Dominica. Now the Barbados Baby Gems are actually the 3-time defending champs and are therefore going for the 4-peat. Now that run at history has begun, as in the opening game that just ended, Barbados defeated Antigua 46-7 after leading 11-2 after the first quarter, 22-3 at the half, and 32-4 after 3 quarters. CBC TV 8 will air today's opening ceremony and that Barbados versus Antigua game tape delayed tomorrow from 9:03 p.m. TV 8 will also air 1-hour highlights nightly at 9:03 during this tournament week, including all the games involving Barbados. In cricket, defending champions Super Blend Gladiola started their title defense of the 2025 BCA T20 Cup with a dominant 123-run victory over CGM Enterprises and ASAP Builders Basketball. Playing at Rice's in today's first series, Gladiola posted 191 for 7. In reply, Basketball were bundled out for 68 in 14.5 overs. Matthew Jones took 4 for 11 and Miguel Cummins 4 for 14. At Darrells Road, ESA Field Pickwick defeated Wanderers by 5 wickets. Wanderers were bowled out for 123 in 19 overs, thanks to Jatario Prescott, who took 5 for 27. Pickwick then eased to 124 for 5 in 13.3 via an even half-century from Antonio Morris that included 4 fours and 5 sixes. Now in other results, at Queen's Park, Fusion Boutique Spartan defeated Lords by 9 wickets. Lords 89 for 7, Spartan 90 for 1. At KMV Oval, Empire beat Walker's Reserve Isolation Cavaliers by 20 runs. Empire 152 for 3, the Cavs 132 for 9. At Weymouth, Yorkshire defeated Police by 18 runs. Yorkshire 164 for 5, Police 146 for 8. And at the 3Ws Oval, UE beat Wilde by 4 wickets. UE 171 for 6, Wilde 167 for 6. In basketball, Burger King Captain Bulls have moved into second place and have duly secured a playoff spot in the co-operators General Insurance BABA Premier League. This after a victory in their latest fixture at BCC. Meanwhile, Island Care Ambulance Service embodied by B Lakers are a win away from taking the 4th and final playoff spot after their latest win. CBC's Anmar Goodrich Boyce reports.
Bulls in orange versus Heat. No time to waste. Simeon Maynard to Akeem Marsh. The big man alone in the paint. Easy bucket. Heat started a bit cold on defense. Check this move out. Rashid Maynard through the traffic to Rasheem Gibbons, who tries his luck from upstairs. Impressive, to say the least. Gibbons was clearly just warming up. Here he is again with the floater. 2 more to the Bulls. As you can see, it was all Bulls in the first few minutes. Simeon Maynard joins the party with this easy layup. He finally got on the board on this occasion. Raheem Catwell with the determination and drive gets the reward. First points for the Heat. However, Bulls continued on the charge. Maynard from way beyond the arc. No need for a celebration. That's expected. Bulls went to the half with a whopping 59-point lead, 75-16. To the second half we go. Change of ends. Doesn't matter though. Shane Rock with the deep 2. Bulls large and in charge. Heat really had points in the match, but this was one of their highlights. Sidney Rowe Jr. with all the time in the world Shooting practice at its best. He passes the test. 3 big ones. But this match really was the Simeon Maynard show. And even off balance, he gets this shot to go. He had a whopping 36 points, 12 rebounds, and 12 assists for the triple-double. Maynard was just showing off at this stage. That's marvelous skill, and the shot even better. Game pretty much over. Anton Winter was just as impressive as Maynard and can't be left out. That's an easy bucket. Heat had conceded the defeat at this stage, but Rowe Jr. was still fighting to the end. That's 2 of his 10, but the result was already confirmed long ago. Bulls winning by a mind-blowing 111 points, 148 to 37. Second match, Pinelands going up against Lakers in blue and yellow. Lakers with the possession. Tariq Harewood showing good strength and gets the shot to go. First points of the contest. Harewood took the game by storm in the initial stages. Clear the way for the express train to the bucket. No one will stop him. He had a whopping 51 points. Well, if you thought that was brilliant, this took the cake. Harewood with the flush. More points for Lakers. But buckle up, folks, because this was a case of whatever you can do, I can do better. Nigel Jones with the immediate response. Pinelands found their groove. Mines Weber and Kadeem Braffett combined. That's 2 more. At this stage, Pinelands really got going, and we're back in the contest. Jones, this time a deep 2. It's tied 48-48 at the break. Let's skip to the fourth quarter, where Lakers had established a 20-point lead, and it just increased. Scott Wharton to the hole. Count it. Lakers just continued their onslaught. Khalid Wilkinson getting his piece of the pie as Lakers went on to win 118 to 94. And more Goodrich boys, CBC Sports.
Barbados top international surfer Chelsea Tuac was eliminated today at the quarterfinal stage of the WSL 4000 Jack Surf Pro in Huntington Beach, California. Going up against Bailey Turner of the United States, Tuac didn't have a good day at the office, totaling 10.43, with her 2 waves being a 5.83 and a 4.6. Bailey won the contest with the highest total in the quarters, a 13.67, from waves totaling 7.17 and a 6.5. That's it for sports.
That's our news. Thank you for joining us. Continue to enjoy your evening.